So this one, I think this one is really cool in terms of the production of it, and just to do an explosion, it was kind of fun to do.
Did you have to do several and comp them, or did you do this all in one?
We did several and comp them together, and there's a few shots with him with a BB gun.
No, we ended up, the technique we ended up using was just to fill up balloons and explode them behind me. So I was shooting them while
you
I was taking pictures.
While you shot them with a BB gun?
He shot it with a BB gun.
I shot it.
Oh, you shot them and you photographed it. Sorry.
Yeah. Because I don't know, like I think he's better at
aim.
It's his gun, so yeah.
That was actually quite a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, I kind of really like the process of this, and just like because I always dreamt of doing an explosion, but I've never done an explosion. So to be able to do an explosion was like, this was a great platform to do it, and this image can actually be, like for Getty, can be applied to anything that has an innovation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think just with the color choice, it's also more about the fun side of innovation moving forward.
It looks
it's
like
quite
contemporary.
expressive.
Yeah, playful aspect of innovation.
Yeah, might be childish sometimes for other people, but that's my style.
No, playful.
Yeah, I think playful is a positive thing.
So this one was done 2 times. So digital was done 2 times. So we sat down and we started to do the first time the digital, but we didn't like the paper, how the paper was curling up, and
Too big.
it was too
Is
big.
it the strips were too wide, or?
Well, we tried to cut corners because.
What is all this imagery was all like a bit of a process. So some of the imagery came together really quickly, and some of it didn't. On this particular one, because it's quite complicated, we cut up lots of long strips of paper and tried to make the letters too big. So the actual paper ended up not looking very neat. So we ended up making the set a lot smaller, which actually worked better in the end, didn't it?
But basically, it's just like this white piece of paper that's digitalized, and it's a celebration of putting, like everything now, like everything goes through online and everything is digitalized, and there's no more paper, So that's the significance of this this illustration. It's just like white becoming this colorful, magical thing. So.
I understood it, the digital, the digitalization of something, but I think because it was done in paper, it felt like it was a kind of a double negative in a way.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean? But it looks great.
For me, why it gives a reason to be a paper, because this is a piece of
paper, yeah.
So it's going into the shredder.
You mean because there were digital paper? If
yeah.
it had been like a TV or something, you mean?
Yeah, I think because obviously I understood about the kind of things going online, analog becoming digital, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I suppose because it's analog becoming digital
in
words, but it's still analog, it was a bit like, is it about this or is it about something else? That was my conclusion.
Like if we would have used like future, like the
like perhaps would have been a little bit more precise.
Projected.
Yeah.
So now we would have pushed it another level. But she has a point, and it's very valid. Yeah. So so this one is we tried, because I think your comment was because it would have been great with an iPhone at the top. But I think I just showed you with the iPhone, and it doesn't look great at all.
Yeah, I think it needs it, does it?
No, it doesn't need it. Because for me, when I did this concept, I was like, anybody that buys this picture actually will put their piece of technology at the top.
That's true, yeah.
So if I put an iPhone there, they'll automatically take it off no matter what, So I didn't think it needed an iPhone there.
It just looks much cleaner and much more interesting without it as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a distraction.
I just love the craft that did go into actually making it.
Yeah,
and the fact you created it all physically in real life and shot it, it's really cool.
It was quite like, we tried so many things, like
we tried experimenting with lots of different things.
Mixes of paint, silicone,
wax, everything.
Yeah, because we were like, how are you going to melt this thing? And should we say the secret?
Come on.
Well, it wasn't really a secret. We just ended up
with icing.
Yeah, cutting
Royal
the phones
icing.
Yeah,
So you cut the technology
in
in
half.
half.
in half, and yeah. So
Spread
yeah,
them up.
Mm-hmm.
because in my head I was really thinking about something exactly like this picture,
Yeah.
and each time we weren't able to get
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
was in my head, but
And it's nice actually that you persevered and didn't just go down the, oh well, let's just retouch it and do it in kind of,
yeah, but that's
Yeah.
that's
which is, it's great that you managed to find a solution and
Yeah.
actually make it physically.
So finally the last one.
I think that might be my favorite.
Yeah, it's the favorite of a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's quite surreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically this one, it took me a long time to appear in my head because I had done the 7 other ones, and after a few weeks I wasn't arriving with it, and I don't know, I just thought of projection and everything, and I had it in my head. I scanned it really quickly, and after that I told it to you, but
Yeah,
he
I
was
didn't see it at
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is going to work because there's so many different elements and complicated.
Yeah.
And Julian was like, "Oh yeah, I want some hands." And I was like,
yeah, because obviously hands are very cheesy in photography,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And mannequin hand on top of that are like uber cheesy.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, and I want some laser light and some smoke and projectors on smoke, and I want a big pen with colored keyboard. And so when somebody doesn't see it in their head, they're
Yeah.
like, oh,
This is going to look terrible.
this is gonna look terrible, especially when you don't work often or it's the first
Yeah.
time collaborating.
Yeah.
And
I want a laser.
I want
And I phoned up lots of laser companies and they were like, yeah, but you can't get a laser that stands still, it's illegal.
if it goes in your eyes, it burns you.
Okay.
No, just get a laser just like static the whole time, it will move.
It needs to flash or something. But
It
what
needs
if you
to
go to a
move.
club or something like that and the lights and
Yeah,
stuff?
but that's what I told him.
But it moves to the music though,
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
basically we didn't have music in the studio.
so it moves less.
And basically it came to this, and we projected from my computer the word future. And no, it worked really, really well.
Did you have? Were you able to project it in situ like that, or did
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
that? Yeah.
yeah, so
That's all done in camera.
yeah. It's kind of very surreal because the hands are typing, and they're typing with a pen
He's projecting.
that's projecting. So it's kind of
It's
It's
again, it's
writing
like
the
a nice
future.
mixture of analog and digital coming
Yeah.
together and,
And-
being reinterpreted,
Mhm.
which is really nice. For me, it's such a great image.
Mhm.
Maybe less likely to be used in lots of different contexts. Like it can't be interpreted in different ways. Say like the melting technology, where you could substitute your own thing into the
Mhm.
top. So
Okay.
from a sales point of view, perhaps it won't perform as well, but it's the kind of image that might have one really big sale and
Mm.
much more high profile
Yeah.
usage or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice that you've got a real variety of.
But I think what we did is that four pictures were really about us, I think, and 4
Yeah.
others were
Mhm.
really about you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we kind of went really wild on 4 pictures,
Yeah.
and so no, I can't believe it's the end. It's been
Mhm.
Yeah.
such a ride.
It has been a roller coaster.
It's been such a ride. So it's kind of cool to see the whole
The whole set together.
whole
Yeah.
set together.